All right, David Zaritsky here. I'm back with Donnie Waldron from Quantum of History. Donnie, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, but we're not talking about podcasts today.
What is it today?
All right. Now you're seeing like the height differential and the size differential. You know, at one point I considered myself in pretty good shape for a 52-year-old. And then I met Donnie and I'm like, all right, everything's in perspective. But I wanted to talk about this because I get a lot of messages from people saying, David, I see you do the hashtag Bond25Fitness, but I don't have time to work out, and it's not a priority. I have kids, I have a job, I have a pandemic. There's all these excuses and reasons, but to me, I've always talked about, you set it like an appointment. I mean, it's as important to you as anything else. In fact, I have a joke that I tell people. I say, is it more inconvenient for you to be dead 24 hours a day than work out for 1 hour a day?
Yeah.
And you've obviously worked out as part of a discipline that you have. Where do you begin with this stuff?
Well, like you said, it's got to be a habit. Like, it's got to be a priority. If you really think about how much time you waste on other things and frivolous things, whether it's looking at your phone, whether it's looking at this, there is so much time efficacy that you can change just making it priority. So it just has to be indoctrinated that this is your day.
Yeah.
Whether I want it or not, 23 hours of the day I can do whatever I want, but 1 hour of the day is dedicated to fitness, no matter what.
Yeah. And I tell people, and you did this, I think, early on, find your why. Like when I was talking to Joe Darlington, he doesn't mind me talking about this, allegedly. I said, Joe, you've been stopping and stalling. And I said, the reason is it's not because you don't know what to do or what to eat or what not to eat. It's that you don't know why you're doing this. Mm-hmm. Like, what is your reason to it? But when did you start focusing on filth? When did you? We're going to keep that
too. That's, if you guys listen to my podcast, you know exactly what he's talking about.
He was born and he focused on filth. Health and wellness. When did it start for you?
So I grew up kind of a chunky kid. I grew up, kind of an overweight kid growing up. And then I had a growth spurt, and then I really got into basketball, and then I lost weight, and then I tore a knee, and I gained 100 pounds, and then I lost 100 pounds again. So I've run the gambit of going back and forth. And I think that at some point you just have to be disciplining yourself and just want it for yourself. You can't want it for anything else. You can't really want it for ulterior motives. You can't want it for external. It has to be for yourself. You have to have something inside you that says, all right, I'm doing this for me. I'm going to do it, and I want to see how far I can go with this. And that's how you have to approach it every time, is that I'm doing this for me. Whatever I want out of it. Everything in life is better when you're physically fit. Your health, your stature, your profession, whether you want to admit it or not, it is something different about being physically fit and then presenting yourself, because it shows that you not only care about yourself. Mm-hmm. If you're going to present something and somebody walks up to you and they're sloppy, they're ungroomed, and they're out of shape and just sloppy looking, it just, whether you like it or not, it says something about you. So presenting yourself as a put together fitness person, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to have a 12-pack or go insane, but just being physically fit, well kept, and a well groomed person shows something about you, and it improves every aspect of your life.
It is, whether you say it's right or wrong, it is a calling card. Mm-hmm. People judge by first impression. And, the thing that I love what you just said, and I want to highlight this, is don't do it for the external aspect. Don't do it because you want to look like Bond or you want to look like, Thor or anything like that. Yeah. Do it for yourself. I know that what gets me up in the morning early and why I get excited, and I tell people this, when I'm on vacation, I work out because I enjoy it. Yeah. But I do it also because for me, there's a certain amount of, I know there's going to be a challenge. Mm-hmm. There's going to be sacrifices that I need to make. There's going to be time sacrifices, food sacrifices. But at the end of the day, I don't know if there's anybody that ever regretted working out. No. But you regret not working out.
Yep. No one will ever be like, oh, I regret not looking good. It'll be more, does that sandwich ever taste better than the feeling you get of being presentable?
Exactly.
No food, no drink, nothing tastes better than the feeling of presenting yourself in a good light.
What would you tell people that are saying to themselves, yeah, but you know what, for me, it's too late, or I don't know when to start? I mean, what would you say to those individuals?
Well, you have to make it work, but everybody can make it work. It's everybody. Yeah. The most beautiful thing about fitness is that it is a exact, what you put in, you get out. It is one of the most pure essences that no matter what your race, what your gender, what your stature, whatever it is, if you put in work, you get the results out. And that's what's great about fitness, and that's what it is. And you have to really just discipline. You have to assign yourself, and it's beautiful because when you put the work in, you will get the results out 100% guaranteed.
Yeah. So my story, some of you may have seen it, is when I was in my 30s, atrophied executive, and I remember seeing Daniel Craig. And when I actually started working out, I started working out with people much younger than me to try to kind of keep up with them, and it was great. But one of the things that somebody taught me early is it's almost like brushing your teeth. If you brush your teeth once, you're not going to see a change. You're not, that's not what makes you have a bright white smile. But you do it consistently every day for a few minutes, over time, you're going to see a bright white smile. It's the same with working out. So you have a particular regimen that you do.
I do.
Can you kind of like give us an overview, if you will?
Yeah, I mean, I'd kind of do the same regimen, and it's not that complicated, but I kind of do it the same thing. One of my most favorite workouts that I have that most people who come and work out, and I train a lot of people at work, and people work out with me a lot of times, is that just the first workout I do is you run 7 minutes, work out whatever pace it is. Again, doesn't matter what level you are. You can do whatever you are, just do something. Certainly no one that's in fitness or no one that's whatever you are, whatever level you are, if you just start and do something, no one's going to say anything of it. Everyone's encouraging it, and it's a really great thing. So one of them is run 7 minutes and then take a break and do 20 sit-ups or 20 pull-ups or even 5 pull-ups or even 2 pull-ups. Even if your level of fitness is 2 pull-ups and you're walking 7 minutes. Start with that. Then you do 6 minutes, another 10 pull-ups, 10 push-ups.
Increase it over time. And
and then 5 and then 4 and then that's your whole workout. And then there are all sorts of workouts. I mean, whatever it is. I got another one that I do every minute on the minute is another great workout that I do. So the clock does the thinking for you. You just can shut your mind off. So every time that you put a clock on, put it on your phone, whatever you got, put the timer. Every time you hit 1 minute, you do 4 burpees or 4 double presses or 4 snatches. Then it hits 2 minutes, do it again. 3 minutes, do it again. You just shut your mind off, and when that timer hits 30 minutes, you're done. And it's great because the time flies, you're done, and the clock does all the thinking for you. Shut your mind off, get it done. 30 minutes, you're done for the day.
That's great. All right, so we've got to move into something that I'm sure you're passionate about, and the fact that it's not just about the physicality, it's about what you put inside of you to fuel your body. Do you have a particular diet that you attribute this to?
Yeah, so I've kind of done a couple of diets. Certainly my weak point where I really enjoy working out, and my time, no matter how much I work out, I can work out 2 hours a day. If my diet's crap, then I'm done. I'll gain weight, I'll fluctuate. It doesn't matter. It's always 80-20, diet, exercise. Diet is the most important thing you can do. So I found that 2 things that I've done recently is finding time schedules. So I'll only eat at 11 and 5, and then the next day I'll only eat at 5, and then the next day I'll only eat at 11 and 5. Next eat at 5.
Whoa.
It's kind of like an intermittent fasting thing.
I was going to say, it sounds like intermittent fasting, but really isolated almost.
Yeah, so I've really found success with that. I've really enjoyed that. It actually makes it easier because, again, I don't have to really count the calories. I don't go overboard with it. But it's 11 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Then the next day, 5 o'clock. Then the next day, 11 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
Are you starving until 5 o'clock? Are you like,
See, 5 o'clock in the bag. I used to do a program where I would fast for 36 hours and do the whole day. With 5 o'clock, you're working, and if you skip the breakfast and do coffee or something like that, I find that I really don't even notice it until 5 o'clock, and then maybe 3 o'clock it starts to get a little bit, but I can make 5 o'clock I'm eating no matter what. So I've had a lot of success with that, so that's kind of been my go-to recently.
That's fantastic. All right, so we are going to put, with your permission, your regiment right below here in the link, and my gosh, thanks for coming on. I mean, this is very inspiring. To hear people's journeys and stories is amazing. The fact that you were, as by your own words, a chubby kid that has made good, gives people like Harris Thomas and Dude Wellington a lot of hope.
Yeah, I've literally lost 100 pounds twice in my life.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so I lost it again after I had a knee surgery, and I lost it again after kids and stuff like that. So I've run the gambit. And again, I stayed working out the entire time, but it's diet, and it's the combination of diet and exercise. So I've been both ways, so I've done it all.
Wow, you heard it from here. Donnie Waldron, Quantum of History, David Zaritsky, The Bond Experience. We'll see you, hopefully, after you've transformed yourself real soon. Take care.
Take care.
Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.